Hello everyone, welcome to the Evil Empire. I'm your host, Evil Empire, and this week on the Historic Brawl miniseries we have Chapter 3, Jhoira, Weatherlight Captain. So this week we're running an Is It Artifacts Matter deck. We also have a lot of payoffs for legendary creatures, and the main reason for those having just jam-packing our deck filled with legendary creatures and artifacts is that every time we play one of those spells with Jhoira on the field, we're going to be able to cantrip and draw a card off that spell. So for that reason, we have almost an entire deck's worth of historic triggers. The very few cards in here that are not going to trigger Jhoira are cards like Mass Manipulation, Fairy Formation, let's see, also Tail's End, and Weaponize the Monsters. And I think that's about it. Improbable Alliance also will not trigger Jhoira, but also our counterspell Ionize, but almost everything else is going to be a trigger for Jhoira. And so we also have a couple of ways to ramp Jhoira out before turn 4 even happens. So with Mox Amber as a piece of ramp, we need to have a legendary creature. So we'll need to control either a Fibblethip or maybe an Emery that we've been able to reduce the cost of with Mox Amber, with a couple of other artifacts if we're lucky. If we control that legendary creature, then we're going to be able to ramp a little bit with Mox Amber, and then we're also going to be able to ramp with Arcane Signet into a turn 3 Jhoira, and that's going to be one of the best things that we can do is ramp out Jhoira a little bit early with artifacts. We also have kind of a 1/1 Power 1 and Toughness 1 creature theme in the deck. We have a Improbable Alliance. Tetsuko can make those all unblockable. We also have the Fairy Formation, which we can dump mana into with our artifact mana and create a bunch of 1/1s, so we can kind of swarm the opponent that way as one of our strategies. Then we have a package of Planeswalkers in the 3 mana slot, so Moon Yanling, Narset, Saheeli, and Royal Scions. Round out the 3 mana Walker package, and it's mostly a controlling focus with, again, some ability with Saheeli to go wide, and Royal Scions can help us pump one of those creatures once we get them going, and then in the meantime it just draws and discards for us. So it cycles through our decks, finds us our other threats. We have one Silent Submersible, which is a bit of a spicy choice here. But with all those 1/1s lying around, we can just tap a couple of them to have a 2/3. And in a control matchup where the opponent's not going to play a lot of creatures, this might be a really good way to get some card advantage, knowing that we're going to connect with a player or planeswalker. So then in the 4 mana slot, we have the Weatherlight itself. Now I don't want to leave you under the impression that this is actually a good card. That's not why we're playing it in our deck. It's actually just here for flavor reasons. Because Jhoira is the pilot of this ship, and I figured I would have the big boat here in the deck. And upside, if it ever does deal damage as a flying 4/5 artifact vehicle with crew 3, then we'll be able to pick out one of the cards that we see there on our top 5. Because, like I said, almost every card in the deck is historic, so there's a lot of hits for it, just as a side benefit, a bit of a bonus. We have Jhoira's Familiar as ramp, Firemind's Vessel as ramp, Storm the Vault as ramp, and actually Storm the Vault's pretty decent in our deck because we're trying to get all these evasive 1/1 critters. So Storm the Vault can actually transform pretty easily in our deck. And then Teferi, Master of Time, as a kind of a way to cycle through the deck, as well as a little bit of reach out and touch an opponent creature and phase it out if we wish to. Fairy Formation as a way to flood the board. Thrix is going to make all of our bigger spells uncounterable, so we'll have like an uncounterable Mass Manipulation, uncounterable Ugin. Now Nezahal already has uncounterable on it, but uncounterable Ugin the Ineffable, and so that for that reason it's a pretty useful card in our deck. Also just a big flying flash threat that will come down and kind of control the board a bit for us. In the mana base, we have a whole bunch of Is It tap lands, and a couple of things that I'm trying out in the mana base are the Thriving Isle and the Thriving Bluff. Those are lands that were printed into Historic in the Jumpstart set. So that's going to do it for the deck tech. Now let's play some games. It's close, but yeah, YOLO. Just keep it. Tap land, tap land. We got bad things going on, but who knows? Maybe we get to steal their Teferi. Let's hang on to the Mox Amber until we might be able to get a trigger off of it with something that we haven't drawn yet. Okay, land is a very important draw. Got it, Guardian Idol. So we go Castle, Captain, attack, make a treasure, end the turn. Now whether we draw a land or not, we get to play Jhoira. Probably it eats counter, but rather have the commander eat the counter than anything else. 3 mana counterspell in hand. Sure. Okay, let's just keep annoying the opponent. Well, if we go for Jhoira and it gets countered, we can still hold up Ionize. Whatever, opponent. But the Mox you're holding up priority? Interesting. Alright, let's hold up Ionize. That resolves. This is a very strange Teferi deck. This is like a Teferi Artifacts deck. Or maybe they're just ramping with artifacts to try to get to Teferi, I don't know. It's all very strange, but we do have counter for their Teferi. They wouldn't play it without counterspell backup, would they? We are going to go off next turn if they let us keep going like this. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, probably I should see a problem with it, but I don't. Now we're going to try to Ionize that if we can get a hold of the card. Yep, let's go ahead and auto-pay that. That's fine. We're mad about missing out on those triggers, but better to keep our stuff. Let's see what we draw off of this. We'd like to draw a land, if possible, though we can still get our Weatherlight down using the treasure that we're going to get from the Lannery Storm. Question is, do we want to, right? No, we don't have anything to hold up, so let's do this. Seems good. Oh, cool animation. I've never seen that one before. Yeah, resolves. Alright.
Right on schedule.
Not in good shape here, but let's see what they do. Can attack it down. So they're going to need to have a board wipe again, like Shatter or something. Which they can't actually have Shatter exactly. Really?
Let's take it.
Really, opponent? Really? Really? Okay, let's put it in the library. I don't even care. That's completely fine with me. Alright, so we're first going to try... Oh, hello, Ugin. We're first going to try... No, I'm not going to shuffle it away. Try to do this. Does this work? Is an interesting question to me. Please tap out. Please tap out. Oh, come on, baby. They tapped out. Alright, that means we get to have their Teferi now. Unless they have a Spell Pierce, we are pretty much happy about this. Okay, they are fully out of cards, which means that we now steal their favorite card. Alright, so we'll hold priority a little bit, just to make them think that we're salty. And then we'll hold priority for just a second here, before we do what we really want to do, which is pay 1. And autopay. Plus.
We need to move quickly.
End. Untap. Untap. Thought I clicked that. Guess not. Yep. Makes sense, opponent. Makes sense. It's risky, but it's a keep. We really have to draw lands for this to work out. Escanta's going to help us do that. That's the only reason I would keep this hand. Okay, opponent takes a mulligan, takes another mulligan to 6. And they found what they want. Turn 1 forest, Llanowar Elves. Search for Escanta. We're going to turn to Tetsuko. Selvala. Oh, jeez. That's actually going to let us keep up Ionize. Let's keep it. Pass the turn. They can't Kinnan yet. Oh, there it is. Eat Ionize. And then Tapland Krenko from us on our next turn. They get in for 1. We go to 24. Yeah, I mean, we really, really need this. Like, really badly. So I'm okay with not flipping search quickly. Tap land. That is a very good card for us. Krenko. Whenever its controller may draw a card if it's greater than each other. Okay, interesting. They draw off of this? Sure. We cannot yet mass manip, but we will be able to soon. I think we're going to mass manip the Cav when we have the mana for it. But I believe our next turn is just going to be Jhoira, Mox Amber, draw a card. Yep, we'll keep it. Very little interest in flipping search, if I'm being honest. Land for turn. Tetsuko, draw again. Pass it up. Well, you know, it would be cool, but it's not going to work because he's going to become a 2-3 when he attacks, so he's going to get blocked and killed. Thorn Mammoth fights Jhoira. So, do we steal the Thorn Mammoth? Kind of feel like that's the play, right? Because then every creature we play is going to let us remove something from their board. That's gonna get rid of Krenko, sure. That doesn't really make much difference to us. Yeah, the Sylval is drawing them a ton of cards, so looks like we're not really in this one pretty much. Gonna have to just take 5 down to 19. We can graveyard that. We have enough land at this point. I said we have enough land at this point. 1. Thorn Mammoth. Autopay. Get in for 1, because we're not blocking with it. I'm feeling kind of silly about keeping all that land on top now. Yep, so Kinnan happens, they don't draw off of it. Now they do have a Nissa in the graveyard, so we have to be careful about killing their... Oh, son of a gun. Yeah. They have the mana to return and make it indestructible if they want to, and I think Sylval is a human, right? Or is she an elf? Yeah, she's an elf. Okay, never mind. They didn't have the human to be able to return it to hand and make it indestructible. But this game is well and truly over. We've been fully buried by the opponent and just drawn too many lands. So let's call it a game. What do you say? Too slow. No interaction. Not much better, but we're going to keep it anyway. In fact, actually probably worse. I think we pick red, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, opponent says tap land go. We say Fibblethips. Get in for 2 lifelink with Fibblethip next turn. But maybe not. Let's discard Weatherlight. Okay, so Healy's an interesting one. Do we put that down? No, I don't think we do. Here. Then just attack. We'll Jhoira next turn. Alright, so attack with the Fibbles. Put down the island. Jhoira can eat counterspell. Yep, as expected. Fetch blue, perhaps, or black. What are they mousing over my Fibblethip for? Don't be contemplating any violence on my Fibblethip, opponent. Oh, they didn't. Oh, they didn't. They did! Opponent killed our Fibblethip. Alright, it's on. It is on like Donkey Kong. Let's go here. And here. Maybe we'll equip the Krenko next turn, but it doesn't seem very likely that it's going to live. Yeah, here comes the removal. And they'll get in for 2 after they remove Krenko. Okay, land is exactly what we needed here. Gild the Lotus, and say go. Oh, that's right, duh. It taps 4/3, so we can have this.
Behold, new wonders.
Yep. Then they don't have removal for it.
I'll craft something special for you.
So let's first do... yeah, if they're going to counter something, let's have them counter Narset. We don't care as much about Narset as we do about Search. maybe a counterspell? Yeah, there it is. Negate. Okay, so instincts were correct there. And then search is the real thing that we wanted to actually resolve. And I don't know, we might as well equip. I mean, we're not doing anything with our mana anyway. Beefy. Beefy token. Wow, okay. Sure, if that's what you want. If you say so, opponent. If you say so. Uh-huh. We get to block. Yes, we will block. How are they doing on their Croaksa reanimation? Yeah, it's coming. It's coming right now. Bet you anything that's what they're doing. Yep, there it is. Well, that's too bad. Now we probably lose the game. And they didn't even draw a 5th land. It's insane. Crooks is a very good card. Graveyard. Oh, come on. Deck trolling us. Captain. Meh. Jhoira. Equip. And concede. Yeah, oddly enough, I think it's a keep. Fetching blue with Evolving Wilds, because we have a bunch of blue cards in hand. Yeah, this will be fine. Turn 2 Signet into turn 3 Emery? Or, no, turn 2 Signet into... Depends if we draw land, right? But... Oh, no, it doesn't. No, we can just go right ahead for Jhoira on turn 3. Okay, that's fine. A blue mana. Opponent on a Tatiova deck, so landfall. Growth Spiral would be my guess on 2. Maybe a Mana Dork. They gotta ramp into their tot. And then we will Command Tower and Signet on our turn. Okay, yeah, Mana Dork, got it. Command Tower, Signet into Jhoira. Turn 3 Jhoira is just what we want. But the opponent's way ahead on mana. They're going to be able to play their Tatiova next turn. See what they have here. Yeah, another Mana Dork. Got it. Another Mana Dork. Okay. Kind of makes you wish that this deck would run a Wrath. Alright, they've got buttloads of mana. I count 6 at the moment, but that's about to change and go up. So, while they're figuring out how they're going to do things, let's think about our next turn. So, we can play the Familiar next turn. But can we play... Yeah, I think we can also play the Emery if we play the Familiar, right? Because Artifact, yeah. I think that's going to be our next turn. So we'll Jhoira's Familiar, Emery, cantrip off both of those. Into Storm the Vault. But we don't really have anything to put the mana into at the moment. Opponent's still getting their ramp on, but probably going to play a bigger thing here because now the Leafkin taps for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana from the opponent. Trying to figure out how to spend it here. Tatiova would be one way. Yep, there it is. Okay, and on to us. Okay, Ugin is pretty good here. Wish we could play it right now, but we can't. So let's Familiar, a little more ramp. And we'll Emery as well. Into Mox Amber and Vantress Gargoyle. Really going off with Jhoira here. Feels good. Feels good, man. We're good on attacks. Draw a card. Buttloads of mana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Yeah, we're in trouble here. We had our fun, but we're in big trouble. Yeah, the Joyous Familiar really helped us go off there. It's a good card in this deck. It's unfortunate that it's also on 4, just like Jhoira is, but still really good. Okay, they're going to steal something here with Agent or Mass Manips. Okay. So what can we do to try to even things up? Well, I think anything that we do probably starts with this. And do we plus it or do we kill Tatiova? If we kill Tatiova, they just replay it, but they spend their whole turn replaying it. If we kill Jhoira, we might actually get it back, which is a little more appealing. Okay, let's get Jhoira back.
I can create or destroy.
I think we just Fibbles. He's a better blocker. No way, a 1 mana Firemind Vessel? That's just silly. No attack. Yep. Triggers Tatiova. Yep. So much mana here. What's it gonna be from the opponent? A circuitous route. Okay, sounds good. Draw a couple of cards off the route. Still have 6 mana up. So probably have another play here. Looks like this mana advantage is going to be pretty one-sided for them. We have some artifact ramp, but it's just not doing much for us. Okay, Migration Path, 2 more Tatiova triggers. Growth Spiral. Okay, opponent has 5 cards in hand, 6 cards in hand, about to be 7 cards in hand. I think it's our graveyard that's preventing the Vantress Gargoyle from attacking, and they might have to read the card to figure that out. Okay, so opponent is out of mana for this turn. Pretty good turn for them. 7 cards in hand, pass the turn. No, you can't attack with that. All that, and they're just going to try to attack with Tatiova. Fascinating. The opponent is a fascinating person. Alright, so block. There's some thought to, double blocking with the Joyous Familiar, but I just want the mana. I don't care about their Tatiova at this point. It's already done enough damage. Won them the game. Okay, that's an Ugin the Spirit Dragon. That is interesting, but does not end up getting rid of their Vantress Gargoyle, which used to be our Vantress Gargoyle. Land for turn. One, two, three, four. We only control four, so let's play this. And that way we'll control five and we'll flip at the end of turn. No, no. Okay, so Lannery Storm. Cantrip off of that as well. Boy, that's a lot of lands we drew. And we pass the turn to our death, to our certain doom and demise. Yeah, Gargoyle's turned on, so Ugin's dead. Oh, opponent's just figuring out how they're gonna take us down here. They already used their mass manip, so they'll just use a Great Henge? Sure. They have Agent, maybe? They've got to have Agent. If they have mass manip, they definitely have Agent. I'm guessing they're only going to attack with the Gargoyle. Opponent has drawn more than half their deck. And we have also drawn about half our deck. That's kind of cool. Achievement unlocked flipping this. Too bad it was in a loss. Is opponent going to attack with enough to let us get this Ugin back? Oh, okay, it does hit the Gargoyle. That's good. Oh, okay, that's probably going to be game then. Yeah, we're not going to block here either. Just forget about it. Everything has trample. Let's count. 2, 4, 6, 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 7 is 21, plus 8 is 29. No, plus 8 is, yeah, plus 8 is 29. Okay, so we block with everything. We can live if we block with everything, weirdly. Is there any place that we can trade? Not really, so just boom, 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 thusly. We cannot get rid of this with Ugin, though, can we? Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a sticky wicket. Yeah, that happens. So that's 3 more. 32. We absorb 7 and we die. Oh, okay. I guess we live. This will be funny. At least we get to Ugin them before we die. Yeah, I mean, we might as well draw a couple cards. Who cares? Comes in on 7. Can't kill this. I think we're dead. Yeah, I'm still pretty sure we're dead, but I mean, we might as well have a little fun while we're at it. Okay, so Ugin -3. No, Ugin -5. Yeah, that's right. -5 will get rid of their tot as well. Oh, we should have played the Shadow Spear first to be able to get an extra mana off this. So -5 on this. Sure. We'll mill a couple cards, why not? Yeah. We still have a land drop, right? Yeah. Okay, let's make that drop. Let's play Jhoira. Weirdly, I don't think we're dead here. Because... Oh. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, we can do this. Yeah, we can do this. We can gain a little bit of life. Go up to 5. And then we take 3 from the thing. Yeah. Block with everything. Take 3. Go to 2. Destroy the end rays, or... Yeah, it's gonna be weird. And yeah, they're gonna Uro as well. I don't know. This is still pretty bad for us. But it's kind of crazy that we're still in the game somehow. I don't think we're really that much in it, but all they really need is removal, right? Like Voracious Hydra does it. Ram Through does it. You know, Prey Upon does it. Like there's a number of things that we are dead to here. That's not one of them. But if they attack a Planeswalker, we're winning here. Would really like to get a Mass Manipulation or something off the top. Okay, 22 cards left in deck, 25 cards left in deck for us. Keeping an eye on that at this point. I don't think it's going to prove to be relevant, but it's just something I'm keeping an eye on. Okay, so we do not block here. Pretty much a godsend that they're even heading in that direction. Our Ugin plus ability doesn't do much here. They're on 5 remaining mana. What's it going to be? Uro? Got it. Uro. Uro, Uro. At least we're making him work for this victory. Feels good, man. It's kind of crazy that this deck was able to hang with Simic for this long, but I think the end is nigh here. They don't have any reach, so we can sneak in and Royal Silence will pump our Jhoira's Familiar, get us a little bit of extra damage. Oh, a Field of the Dead too? Wow. Took you long enough to find that. That must have been way near the bottom of your deck. Yeah, my turn. Okay, that's a card. That is technically a magic card. Alright, let's start cantripping.
appreciate clean victories.
And a bit of style doesn't hurt.
Alright, so we're gonna plus it on the Joy's Familiar. Go up to 10.
Bravery galvanizes any plan.
Play a Mu Yanling.
I'd like to stay out of this, but I'll fight if I
Plus
must.
Mu Yanling on Burrow, maybe? I don't know. Doesn't really matter, does it?
Sky is my domain.
Plus this on here. Play Psy and cantrip again. Wow, are we really out of ways to draw cards already? Goodness. Attack here. Go to 10. I think we're just going to main phase this, because we would like to draw something good to play. Oh my god. All this land. Alright, take out the field. Get a blue. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Let's just pass the turn. It's fine. Play this in cantrip before we do. I'm getting really discouraged, but I think I'm just going to try to play this one out to the end, even though we all kind of know what's going to happen here. So many lands have we drawn. Okay. Opponent is on 13 cards in deck. We are on 17 cards in deck. I don't think they have lethal on board, but it depends on what they have in hand. If they might have lethal there, we could easily die to removal here. But the opponent has not shown the ability to have much of that in their deck. We've seen most everything they have. Wow, they only have 4 cards in graveyard and none in exile. Everything's either a land on the battlefield or in exile because of Ugin. Oh yeah, okay, did exile a bunch of their stuff. So next turn, if we -3 the Ugin, we are losing our Psy, and that's it. Oh, we're also losing the Mu. Okay. So we'll lose Psy and Mu Yanling if that's the case. Wow, the opponent's still drawing their whole deck. It's interesting. I might try to slow down on the draw a little bit if I were them. They have 10 left. Finale of Devastation, maybe? If they have that in their deck, could finish us off. Crassus for 1. Okay. Interesting. Yep, they cantrip. It becomes a 2/2. Okay. Yep, I called it. That's game. We'll let them attack. It was something they've earned at this point. Yep, that happens. No blocks. There's no way we can block and still be able to stay alive. 6 cards in deck. They're fine. They had it the whole time. Never in doubt. And that's game. -88. Yikes. Yeah, Finale of Devastation can do some absolutely silly things. Well, that's going to do it for Jhoira, Weatherlight Captain, Chapter 3 in our Historic Brawl series. We'll look forward to seeing you next week for Chapter 4, so please tune in then. Until next week, this is Evil Empire, signing off.